Hey man, how's it going? Finally, somebody comes in here that isn't trying to be a troll because they don't have a job, living off of mama's money. Man, that got really loud when I plugged this into this controller. It wasn't even that loud on my TV when I was going through the little cord, but holy crap, I need to turn this down a little bit. See how that goes for a bit. Jeez, that was obviously I control the volume on the TV itself with the auxiliary cable, but holy crap. I plugged it into my controller, and usually it's like my friggin' controller that's always lower in volume, but it sure wasn't this time. See more butts maybe instead of looking at this. You should look at Pornhub. Yeah, no kidding. Go troll Pornhub. Now that's still just a little louder than expected, so I'll put it down to 60. Put this down to 60. Yeah, I've really just come to the point where I'm ignoring people like that. You know, that's one reason why I have moderators in here. They can handle it, or if I can handle it and they're not available, then so be it. But writing fan films, decide to write a fan film. Oh, okay. Well, that'll be cool. Matter of fact, Saturday we ended up going to this place called McKay's Books, and they got a whole lot of used stuff there. I think they also have some new stuff there, with like movies, games, board games, vinyl, CDs, older electronics, older games, newer games, stuff like that. And I honestly, so I did. There was so many different types of movies there. I was like, man, I tried looking through them and checking them out, seeing if there was anything else that I might wanted to get or to pick up possibly. And ultimately, I kind of just said no. So I think I got enough. Went to trade some stuff in there, man. I got like $153 in change for the trade and stuff. That is the most I have ever gotten out of anything to trade in. And I guarantee you, I tried trading some of this stuff in other places. They weren't giving me anywhere near that amount, dude. Like nowhere near it. Where are you? Well, you can't lock onto those things? That's kind of retarded. You know what? I feel like if it's too loud for me in this, it's probably too loud for everybody else. So I'm still going to turn this down a little bit more and see how that goes. Have 153. Yeah, yeah, no kidding, dude. I was. The thing is, though, is that in cash they would have gave me like 83 or 85 bucks, I think. But they were like, "No, you get trade in at 153." I'm like, "Shoot, I'll take the friggin' trade in credit, dude." There's a lot of stuff to get there. It's two stories. They got so much stuff there, man. It's insane. I mean, it really is. I mean, they got like freaking bins that you would use for getting different types of laundry out of a hospital, full of a bunch of DVDs and movies. I'm surprised they didn't do that with games. They did have some really scratched up games there that they said were scratched up, even some that were out of the cases. But they had like ones that were in really good condition, other ones that were in moderate condition, other ones that were in bad condition. They let you know that to begin with, and they had where I was like, I wonder if I can save any of these with my disc repairing kit, but I didn't bother to get any. I was going to get a fat PS2 because of the fact I have an adapter to be able to play online. Well, not online, but be able to play up to 4 or 5 people locally, and it only gets used in the fatter PS2s, and it was like 12 or 13 bucks, but it was just the system itself. And I asked them, I said, "Is this guaranteed to work?" And they said, "No, it's not." I said, "Well," I said, I don't know how to fix them, so I said, "I'm not going to bother with it," and I'm not. So I just saved the money. I walked out of there with like $4 and change left with with the trade-in because my lady and also her niece was there, so I went ahead and just paid for all three of us. I was like, nobody's gonna be spending any money today, you know. So it's like an early Christmas gift, I guess, too. You could say. Yeah, I've heard of those movies. I haven't watched them, but I've heard of them. Oh, of course. Got to get around the backside. Bail it in the booty hole. Man, I've just kind of been all over the place when it's come to gaming here lately. I mean, yeah, I got like a buttload of variety, especially with all these Black Friday sales that I'm taking advantage of. But man, there's always something that I would really be able to nail onto and stick with, you know? And I'm just like all over. I don't know why. I'm just all over the place. Like certain things will keep my attention, and then other things won't. And I'll start to get bored, and I'll go to something else. You know, see what happens from there. Need to watch those. Are awesome movies. Yeah, I'll look at. I think some of them are on Hulu and Netflix, and probably even on some of the other streaming services as well. So I'll check those out. Matter of fact, we have a small collection of a Clint Eastwood collection of a handful of movies that he's done. Handful of dollars, handful of movies. I don't know how many are in there. I think it's just a few. I'm looking at it at the moment. I haven't actually got down and watched them yet, but oh, it's got three movies in it. It's got Gran Torino, which I really like that movie. Million Dollar Baby, which I haven't seen, and Trouble with the Curve, which I also haven't seen. We also have this other Clint Eastwood movie called The Mule. I don't know if you've seen it. It was all right, you know. I kind of thought maybe it probably could have ended better, but I liked it for what it was. Swirly, swirly dragon, looking like a dragon embryo. Checking out all these different sales that's going on. My Twitter is exploding. That's the only thing I use Twitter for is just for deals. That's it. I don't get on there and act like a troll. It's Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool, anyways, to the highest degree. I just go on there to enter contests and check out deals. That's it. Not bothering with it. I got better things to do with my time and a life to live instead of acting like a complete and total down in the dumps, stick in the mud about everyday life. This is another reason why I stopped watching the news for the most part. If it isn't directly affecting me, I'm not really worrying about it. I'm really not. It's like, why? Doesn't matter. I don't know if you ever remember hearing about this game or seeing this game back on Sega Saturn. It's a really short game, from what I've heard, but like it came out on Sega Saturn, and it's like one of the most expensive games on the system, and there ain't a snowball's chance in hell that I would ever even bother to get it on that system at all. I ended up paying like $6 and change for this. And it was on a sale at that. So I've also got it on Switch, but that was before I knew it was coming to this system. And you know, I gotta kind of need to try to develop a little bit more patience when it comes to certain games coming to certain systems, because if you think it's going to come to another system, it probably is. You probably have to wait longer, but it probably will. Like, I ended up overhearing that there was some code that was found from data miners within Shin Megami Tensei 5 that it was planning to come to PS4 and PC. And it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. You know, but this was after, obviously it was after the fact that I ordered the frickin' game. I was like, yeah, that would figure. So, no biggie. I probably, if it does come to PS4, I probably would still get it, but I would wait until it's like really cheap, considering I've already paid full price for the Switch version, so. Hang on a second, I'm gonna check up with the chat here. A masked hard, that's funny. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, knowing her age, she probably should, I mean, I'd hate to say it, but they usually just say that older folks should really get it since they're more susceptible to it. My grandma got it, and she, you know, she was against it, but, you know, given how old she is, she just said, well, if I die, I die. She said, you know, as old as I am, and I was like, well, you know, I guess that's one way to look at it. Um, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, that's what my grandmother had said. She went ahead and she got it. The only problem she had was like a sore arm for a day or two or whatever, and the other time I think she started to feel weak, but that was it. And you know, but then again, you got to look at the long-term lasting effects of this stuff. You don't know what's going to happen with long-term effects. So I'm not friggin' bothering with it. Matter of fact, my lady's workplace was actually talking about how they wanted people to get it. They wanted them to get it, or either take a weekly test. And I was like, you work from home. You work from home. You haven't been to the office in 2 years. You've been working from home. What frickin' sense does that make? None whatsoever. And long story short, the very next day they had a meeting about it, and they're like, oh yeah, well, you know, you can put on your workplace profile whether you've had it or not had it, or if you don't want to disclose that information, or show your license, as I guess I would refer to it as, of evidence that you got the shot, which is basically like the Nazis saying papers, please. I mean, let's face it, that's exactly what it is. And she said that apparently the 5th and 6th district courts aren't going to be putting up with that because it got shot down in the 5th, and the 6th one is more conservative, so they're also not bothering to do it either, which is good. And she wasn't planning to get it anyways. But it's good that that's the case, but it royally like pissed me off when I ended up hearing about that. You know, I said, you know what, these businesses are going to lose good workers, and I said, I hope they go under. I said, I hope they fail. I hope they go under. I hope they go bankrupt, because you going and pushing this on your employees, you're going to lose good employees because of it. I said, I hope those businesses fail miserably because of their stupid idea to go and do something like that. And, I mean, there's been nurses that have been quitting because of it, dude. There have been nurses that have gotten fired because of it. Some of them have quit because of it. And you know what I say? There's other jobs out there. There's only one you, and that's all there is to it. So I was to the point of like, you know, if my workplace ever thought about doing something like that, I would just try to work from home or find another job or do something like that. There ain't no chance that I'm going to go and do something like that to myself, of something that is being forced upon me like that. Should be my own decision. You know, it's really funny considering the facts that the liberals want to go and talk about with the whole pregnancy deal about abortion. It's like, oh, Bob, my body, my choice. Well, what about the vaccine? My body, my choice. So, now what? What are you going to argue about that? There's nothing to argue about that. Nothing. So, shut up about it, you friggin' hypocrites. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I get you. So, how exactly am I supposed to really take this thing out? The dadgum dragon sounds like a friggin' eagle. This is supposed to be easy mode. Why is this happening? I don't even know how to even damage this freaking thing. Like, it's not working. It's barely working. Barely doing anything. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding, dude. I mean, it's just like, for example, back on Facebook a few days ago, I ended up going and getting on like a 24-hour ban because of the fact that they were like, as soon as I ended up posting a comment to a friend's status because I wanted to talk to him and discuss with him about something, which there was nothing offensive or anything that was in it, I ended up going on there to talk to him about it, and Facebook and their almighty Nazi liberal glory ended up going and basically putting me on a 24-hour ban. I was like, oh, well, whatever. I got better things to do in my life. So when it finally got off, it was funny because they were going to say that they were going to put me on a 3-hour or no 3-day ban, and then they go and put me on a 24-hour ban because I ended up disputing it, and I was like, you daggum right, I'm going to dispute it every single time with Facebook because they're a bunch of friggin' Nazis. So yeah, I'm going to do it every single time. Suck it. And it's good that even though it was a 24-hour ban, they dropped it from 3 days to 24 hours because obviously they ended up actually hearing my side of the story. They weren't listening to a friggin' robot that doesn't even know how to tell the difference between something that's offensive and something that's actually somebody trying to hold a conversation with a friend of theirs. Friggin' idiots. I don't know what's up with this, dude. Like, this doesn't make any sense. This really doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm constantly hitting this thing from every single angle all around, and it's not doing nothing. It's barely taking away any health, and I thought I was going to blow off some shielding on it, but apparently that's just not the case. This is kind of retarded. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to die in this. I don't even know. Oh, well, I guess when it throws off its arm, I'm supposed to hit it there. That's the only thing that I could think of. Yeah, I can really see that side of the screen, game. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can really see that side of the screen. Yeah, they really should have ended up doing something better with the camera in this, because this is kind of stupid. What the heck? Did I die? Oh, yeah, I guess I did. I got a trophy for it. That's funny. Oh, it's actually giving me credits in this? Really? If this is starting me back over, I'm just not going to bother with it. I'll go to something else. If I feel like streaming, I'll stream something else. I'm not doing this again. Yeah, I mean, I'll go and... Actually, I'll probably go back to Skyrim, considering the fact that I've been getting back into that again, obviously, especially with the free stuff that they were giving you with the Anniversary Edition. And I'm not going to get the Anniversary Edition because the things that I wanted were already going to be in the free update, apparently, so I'm just not going to bother with it. Yeah, this is starting me back over here. So, I'm just not gonna bother with this right now, and I'll check later to see if there's some way for me to end up taking out that enemy because it was retarded and didn't make any sense. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, and I'll fire up Skyrim and get on into that and stream that for a bit. But anyways, I will go ahead and end this like I always do. Later, taters, and join me in the next stream if you want to. I'll be firing it up here in a bit.